To me, my X-Men, to me, MT, and welcome back to the Heavy Spoiler Show, y'all. X-Men 97 is such an incredibly dope show that has given us yet another banger of an episode by having us experience the witchy wrath of the Goblin Queen. But just how could this amazing show factor into Marvel Studios' overall plans for the Multiverse saga? Well, I have a feeling like Bishop of the X-Men and Monica of the Marvels may have helped open up some really exciting possibilities for the future of the MCU. So let's make like a techno-organic virus and get all up into this thing. But before we do, remember guys, for just 99 cents a month, you guys can become a member of this channel and get early access to all of our videos. It's not necessary, but it is a great way to support the channel. But if you guys don't have the money, that's totally okay. A like and subscribe will do just fine. Alright, so let's start off by talking about the ending of episode 3 of X-Men 97, as that episode ends with baby Nathan Summers being sent into the future with the time-traveling X-Men Bishop in order for that baby to have a chance at surviving the terminal techno-organic virus that Mr. Sinister bonded into that baby's biology. But while most people assume that this baby is meant to grow up to be the X-Men animated universe's version of Cable that has appeared in past seasons of the X-Men animated series, I have a strong feeling that this will not be the case, because I have a hunch here that we all just witnessed the origins of Josh Brolin's Cable from the Deadpool movies, because as we learned from recent Multiverse saga projects like Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, every separate timeline in the Marvel Multiverse is home to a different variant version of each Marvel character. So while we have seen a Cable team up with the X-Men before in the X-Men animated series, this doesn't necessarily mean that that animated adult Cable is the same exact version that we saw in baby form in the first few episodes of this new season of X-Men 97. This being said, I think that by retroactively making Cable from the Deadpool movies originally from the X-Men 97 timeline, Marvel Studios could be setting up the return of Josh Brolin's Cable to the MCU, along with a new massive conflict for the new universe that he calls home. Because when we last saw him in Deadpool 2, Cable decides to stay in the present day after Deadpool's intervention helped him change his wife and daughter's gruesome fate. But while all of that is nice, we still don't really know much about live-action Cable's past, and exactly how that version of Cable came across that techno-organic virus that progressed enough to turn the left side of his body into techno-organic parts. Deadpool 2 left Cable's past wide open, so given that Deadpool and his cast of characters have officially entered the MCU during the Multiverse saga, it is now up to Marvel Studios to take advantage of the massive narrative gap that 20th Century Fox left them in order to explain exactly how Josh Brolin's Cable came to be. And X-Men 97 is the best way to do that in my opinion, especially considering that the narrative of the Deadpool 2 sequel, Deadpool and Wolverine, is far too stacked with a crapload of characters and a massive amount of stakes to be able to properly dive into Cable's origin in that movie. So X-Men 97 is truly the perfect way to do it. But the biggest advantage to having Cable be connected to the X-Men 97 animated universe is that it opens the door wide freaking open for multiversal mayhem between Deadpool's universe and the X-Men 97 universe. Because if you remember what Dunder Mifflin Reed Richards said in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the longer someone from a different reality stays in the wrong reality, it destabilizes that reality, eventually leading those two realities into colliding with one another in a disastrous incursion event. The chaos that is the remains of Sinister Strange's reality is what the aftermath of such an incursion could bring upon the reality that can somehow manage to survive this catastrophic collision of timelines. Like the gravity of his entire reality got incredibly messed up due to the wreckage of time that these incursions cause. So, this all being said, and us knowing that Cable has decided to live in the same timeline as Deadpool at the end of Deadpool 2, Deadpool's native timeline is now technically in massive danger of colliding with Cable's own native timeline, whichever timeline that may be. So, if Cable is revealed to be originally from the X-Men 97 timeline like I believe, Marvel Studios could be setting up a pretty exciting crossover event with both Fox's live-action X-Men and the X-Men 97 animated team, potentially opening the door for Deadpool's X-Men universe to cross over with the X-Men 97 animated universe, allowing for Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool to star in a potential second season of this show. The time travel device that Cable uses in Deadpool 2 is wrist-mounted like Bishop's after all, and we never learn exactly how Cable got access to such a high-tech device in the first place, so I can kind of see it making sense that Cable inherited that time travel technology from his uncle Bishop. But anyways, that's not the only scenario that I believe X-Men 97 could be setting up for the future of the MCU, because I also have a hunch that it will be revealed that the X-Men 97 universe will also be the universe that one Monica Rambeau will eventually find herself in by the end of the season. That's right, gang, I truly believe that this animated universe will be revealed to be the same universe that we all saw in the post-credit scene of the Marvels, because that laboratory that Monica wakes up in the post-credit scene of the Marvels looks a lot like Beast's laboratory that Sunspot wakes up in episode 1 of this season. And while yes, this definitely has been something that has been speculated for quite some time now, considering how the VFX design for Beast in that post-credit scene aligned closely with the design of Beast from the X-Men animated series, Beast mentioning Xavier being alive made a lot of people, including myself, second guess that notion, because as of this point in X-Men 97, Xavier is presumed by all the main players of that universe to be dead and sitting in the big Cerebro in the sky. However, just because Professor Xavier is mentioned to be alive in that post-credit scene, it doesn't mean the possibility of Monica's new universe being the X-Men 97 universe is off the table. We also have to consider that we have no idea what point in the X-Men's history Monica has been sent to at all. Timeline traveling is weird like that. I mean, for all we know, Monica could have traveled to a future point in time that our X-Men 97 characters have yet to see. A future where Xavier ends up returning from his presumed death. And I think there's a possibility that Xavier will return to lead the X-Men by the end of the season, much like he returned from his presumed death in the comics. And the reason why I believe this is primarily due to episode 2 of this season, as that episode has clearly taken direct inspiration from Uncanny X-Men issue number 200, an issue where Magneto stands trial for his crimes shortly before Xavier appears to use his last breaths to ask Magneto to become the leader of the X-Men. However, because comic books be comic bookin', Marvel would of course not commit to X-Men 200 truly being Xavier's death issue, as we would learn later that Lilandra of the Shi'ar Empire would use her fancy schmancy space technology to heal her beloved bald boyfriend and get him back leading the X-Men eventually. And in a similar vein, I think Marvel will reveal to everyone by the end of this season that Professor X is indeed alive and well. But anyways, much like in the case of Cable, if this is indeed the X-Men 97 universe and Monica Rambeau is stuck there, the possibility of incursions coming to the X-Men 97 universe grow exponentially the longer that she does stay. And I honestly think this is exactly what Marvel Studios wants to happen. A massive incursion scenario with the main MCU 616 reality and the X-Men 97 reality for an absolutely legendary cinematic Avengers vs. X-Men scenario. Because why not? All of the 90s kids who grew up with the X-Men animated series are all adults now with money to spend at the theater, and the animated X-Men are probably the most widely known version of the X-Men to date. It's primarily because of the popularity of that cartoon that Fox felt like an X-Men movie franchise would be worth exploring. The impact of this particular X-Men universe of characters is too damn huge, and Marvel Studios damn well knows it. So, since the X-Men of the 616 saga have yet to fully form yet, and will likely not do so until after the Multiverse saga ends and the Mutant saga begins, I can totally see Marvel Studios replacing Avengers Kang Dynasty with a MCU Avengers vs. X-Men 97 incursion scenario on the road to Secret Wars. Much like we saw the 616 universe and the Ultimate Universe go at it in the Marvel Comics on the road to the 2015 Secret Wars comic book event. The X-Men 97 universe is already a fully developed world with an absolutely stacked roster of X-Men to pull from, them without any need for Marvel Studios to set them up beforehand with their own live-action projects and whatnot. The cartoons did all that heavy lifting for them already, so all Kevin Feige really has to do now is just hit that incursion switch, because God knows that him and Sony Pictures have been setting all of this mayhem up for some time now. I mean, look at what's happening with the Spiderverse, and how a bunch of Spider-Man characters like Michael Keaton's Vulture are being sent to the wrong universes, and how some characters from What If Seasons 1 and 2 have been misplaced into different universes, like Captain Carter and the Age of Ultron Natasha Romanoff. Like, people are getting shuffled around the Marvel multiverse, and if everyone doesn't find their way back home soon, universes are gonna start kissing. And when I say kissing, I mean like French kissing with tongue. So, this all being said, if Cable is indeed from the X-Men 97 universe originally, and he's attracting that universe to the Fox X-Men universe, and Monica is attracting the 616 MCU universe to the X-Men 97 universe, then we could see a chain of incursions connecting all of these universes and more coming really soon, like an absolutely devastating domino of devastation. There is too much damn multiversal mixing going on for all of these universes to stay separate for long. But these are all, of course, just theories from a Marvel-loving man with a big imagination. But what do you guys think? Do you guys believe that X-Men 97 could secretly be an origin story for the live-action Cable? Do you guys think that Xavier is really dead? And how would you feel if Marvel Studios did an Avengers vs. X-Men scenario with the animated X-Men? Let us know in the comments section down below. But anyways, you can follow me at Mastertainment on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or wherever I am on the internet. But most importantly, do not forget to follow Heavy Spoilers here on YouTube, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications every time we upload a video. And hey, for just 99 cents a month, you guys can become a member of this channel and get early access to all of our videos. It is a super cheap and great way to support the channel, and we would appreciate it very, very much, but no pressure whatsoever. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video and taking the time to listen to my weird theories, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!